Hello and welcome to this video on GCSE translations. Now, translations use vectors, and when we're writing vectors it's important that we get this right. They're often called column vectors, they can be. There's many ways of writing vectors, but when we see them for translations, this is how they're written. Notice they do not have a line there. Now the reason I say this is that's what often we see, and people write them as fractions, and that is definitely wrong, so don't include that at all. So there we go. The first number at the top, this is along the horizontal axis, and this is along the vertical axis. So that would mean that you would go 3 along that way and then 4 up that way. And this here, that is your vector. So this is A and this is B. Your vector is 3 along, 4 up, but this is the actual vector here. So to do a different one, as another example, I could have -4, 5. Well, that means if I start at this point here, -4, I'm going to go backwards 4, so that's my -4, but 5 is positive and positive is up. So that's 5, and there, that's my vector again. So now moving on to an actual question. So here's a typical GCSE exam question. Describe the single, and that's quite a key word. You can only have that means a reflect, a rotate, a translate, or maybe an enlargement. It's only one thing that maps A to B. So if I look at what's going on here, if I choose this point on A and I'm going to the same point on B, then that journey that I'm taking is along there and down to here. So I'm going from left to right, so that's positive. Moving towards the right is positive, just like it would be if I was on this axis here, the x-axis. Moving in this direction is positive, and that way it's negative. So again, going from here, I'm moving in that direction, and I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that there is going to be 7. And here I'm going down. Well, down is negative, and I'm going down 2 squares, so that would be -2. So describe the single transformation. It would be a translation, as that's the description. It's a translation 7, -2. And that's the answer. So going on, here's another type of question, and now it says to you translate triangle A by the vector 5, -3. So I'm going to choose a point on my vector to start with. Here's a point I'm going to choose. 5, -3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -3, so I'm going to go down now. 1, 2, 3. So that's my new corresponding point. Better than a blob, let's put a cross. Let's choose another point. I'm going to choose this one now. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Down 3. 1, 2, 3. Put a cross. So that's another point. And the third point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. down 3. 1, 2, 3. That's my new point. And then if I join those up, and remember it should be with a ruler, you should have your new triangle. Mine isn't with a ruler, so mine's not very good, and I'm going to lose marks in an exam. So, and when you get to this point, just do a check. Does this and this look the same? Yes, it does. That looks good to me. So I've translated it vector 5, -3. Now, I'd suggest you do some practice. Lots of resources can be found on the internet. One place I can suggest is Maths Genie.